Well, hello. Hello, and welcome back to another video. In the last video, well, we showed more on the tractor. The video before that was the initial of the general purpose tractor. The video before that was the early survivor, the first airship I built, a good survival-friendly airship. Today we have another vehicle, one that's a smidgen more violent than the others. Yes, a tank. This tank, in fact. This one is designed to be, like everything else, survival-friendly, although you may need some late-game components in order to get it to work correctly, such as brass for the mechanical arm that loads the tank. The ammunition, well, it uses regular old Create Big Cannon stuff, your regular big cartridges, and any kind of shot that can be put in a quick-fire breech. You just load your cartridges into one hopper and your shot into the other, and the mechanical arm will automatically load your cannon. Once that's done, you can use a tweaked linked controller in order to operate it. Alright, the controls. Your left stick controls the tank's overall movement, which is forward, backward, and turning left and right. The right stick controls your turret and gun. Turn the stick left and right to go left and right, respectively, and up and down will raise and lower the cannon. Now, your trigger right 2, that's the trigger on the front of your controller at the right, the lower of the two, that fires your cannon. Pretty fun. However, for this tank to be truly survival-friendly, it needs to be such as where mobs can't get to you. Hence, a glass cockpit at the front. It has a barrel for survival stuff, a lectern to hold the controller for the vehicle when you're not using it, and a seat to sit in while driving it. With the glass view, you can see everything going on around you, but the mobs just can't get to you. It's a little bit difficult to aim the cannon, I'll say that much, from this view. I would have preferred to use Vista cameras and have this tank fully enclosed in a steel armor like the rest of it, this desert-colored armor, but unfortunately Vista does not like aeronautics, so that's the sad part. But yeah, that's how you loaded your tank shells. For loading fuel, you can either get your biodiesel bucket and load it into this fuel tank in the back if you're in creative. In survival, there's a way to do it too. Just need a magnet hose connector and a magnet chain connector. The tank has two different connectors near the back. One for the hose one is where you input fuel into the tank. The chain one drives a pump that's only purpose is to get fuel from the hose connector on the inside of the tank to the tank's actual fuel tank. Saying tank in terms of fuel and then vehicle in the same sentence is confusing. I'm sorry, but there's no real way around it that I know of. Yep, you would input fuel through this side, input power in this side, and it would transfer fuel from out of the tank into the tank in survival, and that's survival friendly. But what about you guys who do a little something known as tank tussle? Yes, I know of that. What about you guys? This tank isn't exactly the best for that. Well, it's a good thing I made more than one version of this tank. I also made a version of it for tank tussle. And here it is. I may have thrown that a little bit too far. It works with the same controls as the other one. The difference is that the front is fully filled with the armor and opaque, and there's a seat on top for a player to sit on. That's the major difference. Other than that, it works exactly the same. And yeah, that's about it for the initial tanks. And now I'll show you how to set up a tank using the tank tussle version. You use your schematic to place it into the world. If you don't know this, what are you doing watching this video if you're a Create player? Schematics are an integral part of Create. Why don't you know about them? Go learn about them. And setting up this one is a little complex. The first step is assembling the two halves of the tank, the base and the turret. You won't need the physics assemblers after they're assembled. Then you lift up the base. Next, you're going to need the track drive wheels, suspension tracks, and a suspension key. I wish that they copied over in schematics, but these don't, so they have to be placed and set up manually. It's annoying, but there's no way around it that I know of. There might be by now. I don't know. Let me know if in the comments if there is. Once you have your tracks placed, you must move them into position using the position mode. That's shift and hold right click for this one, for both up and down, as far as it'll go, and repeat on the other side. Next, this clipboard back here tells you all the other settings you need to set it to. Some of them, like the strength, spring, and most everything else, are already at that. So you only need to worry about damping and grip. Damping has to be set to 20, otherwise the spring is strong enough where the tank will go flying. And if you make the spring any less, it won't go up hills, and that's not good either. As for why you need to set the grip, you'll want to take that from 45 all the way down to 5. The reason being that if the grip is high, then the tank takes a very long time to turn because of the grip on the ground. With it at 5, it has enough grip to move pretty well, but it also turns pretty swiftly. Once you've got those in place, you can use these copycat panels that I've provided on the side in order to cover it up. So yes, this tank should come equipped with almost everything you need to get it running. After that, you'll cover up the sides of the tracks, and you won't be needing the ones up there. While in survival, these are the ones you'll put down there. It's like you'll take it from up and put it down. Take from up, put it down, and so forth. I already showed you how to fuel the tank, so I'm just going to fuel it in here. Now, you can't just turn it directly on. Because of the way it's set up, you need an engine turbocharger. And that has to be applied manually each time, because those don't save over schematics, or they just don't save when you assemble something either. That's another problem I've noticed. An error. It's something. Oh, and by the way, once you set up the tracks, you can get rid of the clipboard. It's useless now. To start the tank, you just go to here, turn the crank, and you'll hear the engine start. And yes, once you'll use this copycat panel to cover up the space, the open space that you use to access the engine to put the turbocharger on. Next, this is very important. You cannot just take this and superglue it on. Otherwise, it'll go directly to it and combine with it, and a bunch of stuff will get deleted, and it's a big hassle. What you need to do instead is get it running, like now, and use the controller to turn the turret a little. Assemble the turret, essentially. That's just this one block here. After that, I would recommend you put down the main tank. Oh dear. Come back. Bring that up above it. And then you can use your slime ball in order to attach the two halves. And now the two halves are perfectly attached. Now, you have these two hoppers back here feed into the deployers for how it reloads the cannon. The spent shells go into, well, the cartridges, I should say, go into this casing, this hopper here, and that trapdoor lets you access it. Now, in previous versions of Create and other physics mods, such as Valkyrian Skies, you had to reset the mechanical arms each time you started that. I don't know if that's a feature here, but I don't want to find out the hard way by y'all in the comments saying that stuff's going wrong, so I'll just show you how to do it. You just select each of these, the cannon mount to deposit, this funnel to deposit, and both of these depots to take, and then you can just put the arm down there and it'll work. And then you can cover it up using the thing provided there, and cover this one up using this one. You can also do that in the back for these two. You should. Now there's one missing here that's a problem right now. I'll fix that before I publish this schematics live, don't worry. And that's your controller. I already had one from previously, but if you were doing this in survival, that's where you'd get your controller. It would be right there. And it duplicates them sometimes. You don't need the extras. Now, I've intentionally left the space for a cannon blank so that you can choose your own cannon to put there. Just keep in mind that it has to be one that accepts a quick fire breach. Otherwise, it is not going to fire. For this one, I'll be using a steel cannon, starting with the breech, a chamber, 2 built-up barrels, 5 normal barrels, and 1 more built-up barrel, for a total of 8 barrel blocks, the maximum barrel blocks that a quick fire breach can fire through without failing. Next, you'll take this redstone block here and put it down here to assemble your cannon. Then you can just take those 2 copycat slabs and put them alongside here to cover up the cannon. And that way your tank is fully armored. And this one is ready to go. That's how you set it up and get it running. Once you've got it running, you can take your shells of choice. In this case, I'll use the regular solid shot and the big cartridges for propellant. You'll put them in each hopper. It doesn't matter which you put it in, so long as you don't put both in the same hopper. And you can get on your tank, use the controller, and have fun blowing stuff up. Including other tanks. This is how they do tank tussle, people. Well, that's going to do it for this video. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy these tanks and have fun using them, including fun for however you interpret that. And, well, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.